Welcome back to Onesie TV. Today I'm here to answer a frequently asked question that is yet to be frequently asked, but I know it is forming in your brain even as I speak. So I'm here to prevent you having to ask the question. I am here to answer how I can wear such a onesie as I do and still maintain my street credibility. I am here to make the argument that this onesie actually increases our reputation in the streets. The argument I have to make for you has not one, not two, but three solid, legitimate points. Point number one, which you may not realize, in the same way that it is a full wardrobe in one piece, it is also a full suit of street cred in one. And you'll notice the resemblance between the onesie I wear now and one that you might find an inmate wearing. So people who have done crimes and have been caught for them are given onesies while in jail. You dig? Point number two. This onesie not only captures the resemblance of a prison onesie, but also this onesie represents saggy pants. And we all know that also has been used to identify people with street cred, like myself. This thing hangs low. Yeah, I got the true sag happening. I might have to stand up here to show you. Yeah, look at all of that sag. Full spin for your viewing pleasure. Yeah, that's right. Straight thugging it. And before someone gets a smart idea to say, ha 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 ha, it looks like you have a full diaper, I'll have you know, I just put on this diaper. You dig? Point number three. Whenever you think of someone as having street credibility, they might be packing heat, right? Or carrying a gun. Another name for the gun is a piece. This here, a onesie, can also be known as a one piece. So I am essentially wearing my piece, my one piece. Try and argue against that. You dig? This brings us to our questions from our last onesie episode. Our first question comes from Catch Me If You Can, and he asks, what does your onesie smell like? The smell of this onesie is not so much a smell as it is an experience. Imagine
you are prancing through the woods on a bright spring day, and as you skip along, your foot gets caught in a rut. You then stumble onto the ground. It throws you into a fit of rolling. You roll down a hill, which then drops off into a cliff. You fall off this cliff. You are now free falling through the air. You look over. You realize there's a waterfall falling beside you, and some drops of fresh water land on your face, and you think to yourself, that is so good. Well, at the same time, a fish is also falling parallel beside you in the water. It tries to swim upstream. In doing so, it flaps its tail, hits you across the face. You now have fish smell all across your nasal passages. And then you look down. You realize the ground is coming fast. You are surely plummeting to your death.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Spy sapping my keyboard. and our next question comes from Spy Sapping My Keyboard. And she asks, he asks, she, he, this person asks, do you ever wash your onesie? Of course I wash it. Alright, this brings us to our shoutouts. I only have 2 shoutouts today. Apparently people realized how worth this show was. So shout out to Junior from Duality. Of course, shout out to our 2 people with questions, Spy Sapping My Keyboard and Catch Me If You Can. Shout out to Justin Burrell, who actually happens, I need to give you some credit, who actually happens to be the guy who's come up with our slogan for the ending of the show. So I guess since I don't have any more shout outs, and shout out to my USB Pet Rock. This show is really inspired by your guys' questions, so please keep asking me meaningful questions and I'll come up with some worthless answers. If you have a question for me, leave it in the comments. Well, this has been another episode of Onesie TV. Until next time, just remember, this 1G will be in this 1Z. Oh. Wow, this thing's heavy when it's wet. Like really heavy. That was a lot of water.